Hi, I'm Josh with Maverick Blinds, and today I wanted to show you how we put together the Maverick 6-shooter. We start with the windows. We offer a tinted window, a clear window, a blackout window, and a split window. You pull off the protective coating and you'll install the hinge first. All right, so once you get the hinge attached to the window, you go ahead and install it in the blind. You just take your Phillips screwdriver, and the holes are sized so that you can just run it in and it should hold. And then it'll grab your window. You go ahead, grab another piece of hardware, another screw, and then you can easily put the second one in. And they'll grip and they'll hold the window in, so you can go ahead and install the nuts on the back side. Next, we'll show you how to put the clips in for the windows that hold the windows closed. You'll get a black clip like this. Use the same hardware that you used for the window. The holes are already pre-drilled. You don't need a nut on the back side of this. It'll just go right in. They don't need to be tight. You want to be able to still spin them. There's 3 clips for each window. Next, we'll go through putting the foam on the window. There's a roll of foam that comes in the kit. Cut the foam at 54 inches, or you can kind of estimate as I'm going to do for this window here. You just peel back this white backing. You find a good starting spot. I usually start at the side of the window here where it's straight. You can just kind of peel the roll back as you go. Just use your finger to guide it along the edge of the window. And then if you put the seam at the side, you don't have to worry about the seam letting water through on the seam. And the foam goes on pretty easy, just like that. We finished up putting the foam on this window. You can also put the foam directly on the blind if that's easier for you. One thing that we find to be easier is to just do the windows in your living room or in your garage, just wherever you have the tools handy. Just for a convenience factor, you can do it on your workbench versus having it inside the blind. You can easily do it in the field, as I showed you here. But some people find it easier to do it on a workbench. Now we have all the windows installed. You can see we have a tinted window, a clear window, a blackout window, and a split window. Cool part about the split window is you can have the clear part, which lets you see, and you have the tinted part on the bottom, which keeps you concealed, so you can just fold down the top half of the window. So for concealment purposes. Next, we'll show you how to put the 2 halves of the blind together. You'll take the flat flange and and put that underneath the rain guard. The rain guard helps you make sure that there's no water that gets in. It's got a good overlap. Here are the dimple marks on the side of the blind. You just take a 1/4 inch drill bit. You'll run it through. We already have this one pre-drilled. You put the bolt in through the flat flange. You just put your nut on the other side. Then we're going to use a 7/16 impact to lock it down. It's that easy. After you get the 2 halves together, we'll move on to the door. There's 2 tabs in the door for shipping that you just cut with, we got a drywall saw, but you can use any hunting saw. Or a scissors will even work. You cut the top and the bottom. Then your door will open so you can attach the hardware. Next, we'll put on the door seal. It just slides on. And when you get to the corner, you just cut off the excess. The top and bottom pieces are the same size. There's a longer piece for the door, and then there's some smaller pieces to seal in between the hinges. And that's the door seal. Next, we'll move on to the hardware for the door. We'll put the door support bracket in first. The holes are all pre-drilled, and just like the windows, the screws grab. So it kind of holds the bracket in place when you're putting it in. So that's the part that attaches to the door. There's another small clip that will attach to the top of the door, and then you can put the nuts on the back side. Now I got the clip installed. This is the door support bracket. It's important that you install this so when you're not using the blind that the door is fully supported. We'll go to the draw latches and start putting those in. There's 3 draw latches. There's 2 for the outside and 1 for the inside when you're in the blind. The draw latch is 2 pieces. There's the hook, and then there's the rubber draw latch itself. We'll install the clip for the draw latch first. It's 2 screws. It goes right on the door. 2 more screws for the latch itself. And you do the same on the bottom. Now we'll put the one on the inside. So it'll just be the opposite. The rubber draw latch will go on the door, and the part that it hooks to will go on the blind. All right, the last thing we do before we finish the blind is put the handle on. You get 1 handle for the inside, 1 for the outside. And you just attach it with the 2 bolts that are included. Put the bottom ones in, and then I'll put the top ones in. And that's it. That's how we put together Maverick 6-shooter blind. All right, we just finished putting together the Maverick 6-shooter. The installation for that is the same as the Maverick 5-shooter GX, except the GX has a horizontal window to give you better viewing for gun hunting or crossbow hunting. The installation is just a little bit different in that it has the horizontal windows, and it'll have 2 hinges that get installed the same way as a 6-shooter.